You are sitting in a room. Maybe there's a fan turning slowly above you. Maybe your phone screen is lighting your face. Maybe it's quiet. Or maybe there's noise in the background. Traffic, voices, something ordinary. Something human. You've been here before. Not this exact moment, but something like it. A small space, a familiar space. A place that feels like it belongs to you. Now imagine turning off every light. The room doesn't disappear. The walls are still there. The air is still there. You are still there. But suddenly, your world shrinks. Your entire reality becomes what you can feel, what you can hear, what you can remember. That's what it's like to be human. We don't see everything. We don't know everything. We live inside a small pocket of awareness, surrounded by something much bigger that we can't fully grasp. And yet, we try. Look at your hand. It feels solid, real, permanent. But what you're looking at is mostly empty space, atoms, tiny particles with vast gaps between them. If the nucleus of an atom were the size of a grain of sand, the nearest electron would be meters away. Your hand feels solid, but it isn't. And that's where it starts. Because the things that feel certain aren't. Now step outside. The ground beneath your feet feels stable. The horizon looks flat. The sky feels like a ceiling. But the earth is not still. It's spinning, right now, faster than you can feel. At the equator, the ground beneath you is moving at about 1,670 kilometers per hour, faster than most airplanes. And you don't feel it, not even a little, because everything around you is moving with you. The air, the oceans, the cities, the people, all of it, together. Now pull back just a little. The Earth isn't just spinning, it's moving, orbiting the sun at about 107,000 kilometers per hour. Every second, you are being carried through space faster than a bullet. And still, you feel like you're sitting still. That's the illusion of scale. We think we understand the world because we can see it, touch it, measure it. But the moment we step back, everything changes. The sun in the sky feels warm, bright, close, but it is nearly 150 million kilometers away. If you could drive there at highway speed, it would take you over 150 years to arrive. And that's just the nearest star, just one. Because beyond it, there are billions more. And beyond those, something far stranger begins to happen. Because the universe is not just big, it is changing, it is aging, it is moving towards something, slowly, quietly, inevitably. Everything you know, your body, your planet, your sun, is part of a story that has an ending. Not tomorrow, not soon, but it is coming. And the most unsettling part is not that the universe will end. It's that we are among the very few things in it that can understand that it will. We are the universe becoming aware of its own fate. And once you realize that, you can't unsee it. Because the question is no longer where we are. It's when and how much time is left. Let's begin where you are. On Earth, a planet that feels enormous when you try to cross it. Oceans that take days to fly over. Continents that stretch beyond the horizon. But from space, Earth becomes something else. A sphere about 12,700 kilometers wide. If Earth were shrunk to the size of a basketball, you could walk around it in minutes. And everything you've ever known, every city, every mountain, every human in history, would fit on its surface like a thin layer of dust. That's your world. Now move outward. The distance to the moon is about 384,000 kilometers. It sounds large. It is large. But here's what it really means. You could line up every planet in our solar system. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, side by side. And they would all fit between the Earth and the Moon, with room to spare. Space is not just big, it is empty. Now go further. The Sun, a star so massive that it contains 99.8% of all the mass in our solar system. You could fit about 1.3 million Earths inside it. Not on it, inside it. And yet, in the sky, and it looks small enough to block with your thumb. Because distance changes everything. Now imagine leaving the solar system, traveling faster than any human-made object ever has. The Voyager 1 spacecraft, launched in 1977, is moving at about 61,000 kilometers per hour. At that speed, it has taken decades just to reach the outer edge of our solar system. And it would still take over 70,000 years to reach the nearest star. 70,000 years. Human civilization, as we know it, is only a few thousand years old. We haven't even been around long enough to make that journey once. Now think bigger. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, a vast spiral of stars stretching about 100,000 light years across. A light year is the distance light travels in 1 year, about 9.5 trillion kilometers. Light, the fastest thing in the universe. So even light takes 100,000 years to cross our galaxy. And inside this galaxy, there are around 100 to 400 billion stars. Each one a possible system, each one a distant sun. Now pause. Look at your life, your thoughts, your worries, your plans. They all exist inside a tiny fraction of a single planet, orbiting one star among hundreds of billions. And that star is just one among trillions in the observable universe. This is the moment, the one that hits harder than expected. You're not just small, you're almost nothing in terms of scale. And yet, you are aware of it. That changes everything. Now go further, beyond the Milky Way. Our galaxy is part of a group, the Local Group, containing more than 50 galaxies. And beyond that, clusters and superclusters, vast structures where galaxies are not evenly spread, but arranged like cosmic webs, filaments stretching across hundreds of millions of light years, voids where almost nothing exists. If you could step outside the observable universe and look back, it wouldn't look like stars scattered randomly. It would look like a network, like neurons in a brain, a structure so vast that even describing it feels meaningless. And still, this is not the end of the story. Because everything we've described so far is just the present. The universe is not static. It is expanding. Galaxies are moving away from each other. The farther they are, the faster they recede. This was discovered by observing light stretching, redshift, as space itself expands. And it leads to a strange conclusion. The universe was once smaller, hotter, denser. About 13.8 billion years ago, everything we can see today was compressed into a state we still don't fully understand. Since then, it has been expanding, cooling, evolving. Stars form, stars die, galaxies collide, black holes grow, time moves forward. But not forever, because expansion is not slowing down. It's accelerating, driven by something we call dark energy. We don't fully understand it, but we can measure its effects. And those effects tell us something unsettling. In the far future, galaxies beyond our local group will move away so quickly that their light will never reach us. They will disappear. Not because they are gone, but because the universe will expand faster than light can bridge the distance. Imagine looking at the night sky and seeing nothing. No distant galaxies, no cosmic structure, just darkness. That future is coming, and it gets worse. Stars don't last forever. Our sun, for example, has about 5 billion years left before it exhausts its hydrogen fuel and expands into a red giant. When that happens, it will likely engulf Mercury and Venus, possibly Earth. Everything you know will be gone, burned away. And even after that, stars will continue to die. Eventually, star formation will stop. The universe will enter a period known as the degenerate era, where only remnants remain: white dwarfs, neutron stars, black holes. Cold, dark, silent. Time stretches on. Black holes slowly evaporate through a process called Hawking radiation. It takes an unimaginable amount of time, far longer than the current age of the universe. But even they will eventually disappear. And what remains? A universe approaching maximum entropy. No structure, no energy gradients, no usable energy, no life. Just a thin, cold distribution of particles drifting in darkness. This is often called the heat death of the universe. Not an explosion, not a collapse, just fading, slowly, quietly, until nothing meaningful happens anymore. And here's the question that lingers. If everything is moving toward that end, why does anything exist now? Why this moment? Why awareness? Because right now, in this brief window, the universe is complex enough to create stars, planets, life, and minds that can understand it. This moment is rare, possibly unimaginably rare. So rare that it raises a question you can't ignore. If the universe is destined for silence, why is it speaking now? Step back, further than before. Not just beyond Earth, not just beyond galaxies. Step outside time, as much as your mind can allow. Imagine the universe as a story. It begins in darkness, then light, then structure, then complexity. Atoms become stars. Stars forge heavier elements. Those elements form planets. On at least one of those planets, something happens. Chemistry becomes biology. Biology becomes awareness, and awareness becomes something even stranger, the ability to look outward and understand. That's where you are. Right there. Not at the beginning, not at the end, but in a narrow band of time where the universe is awake. Because that's what consciousness is, the universe noticing itself. For billions of years, there was no one to see the stars. They burned anyway. Galaxies collided anyway. Black holes formed anyway. The universe did not need an observer. But now, it has one. You, and others like you. Tiny, fragile beings on a small planet, orbiting a single star in a galaxy among billions. And yet, capable of understanding the life cycle of stars, the expansion of space, the eventual death of everything. That is not small. That is extraordinary. Because when the stars go out, when galaxies fade beyond reach, when the last black hole evaporates into nothing, there may be no one left to know it happened. No memory, no record, no witness. The universe will end as it began, silent. But right now, it isn't silent. Right now, it is filled with questions, with curiosity, with minds trying to map something far larger than themselves. And that changes the meaning of everything. Because if the universe is going to fade, then this moment matters more, not less. This brief window of awareness is not insignificant. It is the only time the universe gets to understand itself. Think about that. Every thought you have about existence, every moment you spend looking at the sky, every attempt to understand where you are and what this all means, is part of the universe examining its own structure. You are not separate from it. You are made of the same particles forged in ancient stars. Carbon, oxygen, iron, all created in stellar cores that lived and died long before Earth existed. You are literally built from the history of the universe. And now, those particles are arranged in a way that can ask questions, that can feel wonder, that can feel fear, that can imagine the end. That is not an accident in any meaningful sense we understand, and it is a consequence of the laws of physics playing out over time. And it leads to something quietly profound. The universe does not just exist, it experiences itself, through you, and through every conscious being that has ever lived. But that experience is temporary, fragile, bound to a narrow slice of cosmic time. One day there will be no more observers, no more thoughts, no more awareness, just a cold, expanding emptiness where nothing new ever happens, and no one will be there to notice. That is the future, as far as we can tell. But you are not there. You are here, in a moment where stars still shine, where galaxies still fill the sky, where the universe is still young enough to create complexity and old enough to be understood. That is your position, not at the center of space, not at the center of time, but at the center of awareness. A brief, flickering point where the universe looks at itself and asks, "What am I?" And maybe that's enough. Maybe meaning doesn't come from how long something lasts. Maybe it comes from the fact that it happens at all. Because in a universe that will one day fall completely silent, you are part of the only moment where it can speak. And when that moment is gone, there will be no one left to remember that it ever did.